Oh,
Hello. This is that Ryan Man 345, or it's the Ryan Man 345. I can't really remember. Those crunching sounds you hear are those are Evan. Those are Evan. Say hello, Evan. And
hello, Evan.
and today we are going to be going over the most truly unappreciated medium of all of storytelling. The one that it never gets enough credit. People when they talk when they do movies and they do books. No, we're talking about fanfiction.net, and we have a truly underappreciated classic today. We have Harry Potter becomes a communist. And it should be good, and people don't understand the work, the effort that goes into fan fiction. And I mean, just today, and through the events of this podcast, you'll come to know and understand just some of the better fan fiction out there. Evan, what do you have? Do you have anything you want to say before we start?
I have a question, and I'm just gonna kind of ad lib. Are you gonna read the little preamble thing where he pretty much
Absolutely.
exempts himself from all copyright ever?
Yeah, exactly. That's part of the fan fiction, Evan. You don't understand.
Because I can see one, two, three, four, five, five mistakes already.
It's okay. But there are 90 chapters in Harry Potter becomes a communist. And I will be doing the voices of Harry Potter and the narrator. Evan will be doing the voices of Ron and Hermione and Dumbledore, and then everyone else will just come across as we go. I guess I'll do the voice of Draco if he shows up, because I'm pretty sure he will.
I want to be Snape.
Okay, you want to be Snape, Evan? Evan is Snape. All
Mr.
right,
Mr. Potter.
here we go.
Alright.
I don't own Harry Potter. JKR does, but it should be owed by the stat because private property is evil. LOL. Workers of the world urinate. If you flam, you have false consciousness,
Harry, you look different.
said Hermione as I joined her and Ron in a compartment on the Hogwarts Express. I suppose I did. I was wearing a Ushanka with a red star, a Shea Guevara t-shirt, and brow-line glasses. I had grown a scruffy beard and had my scar changed from a lightning bolt to a hammer and sickle. Why are you?
Why are you wearing a shirt with that murder on it?
Asked Hermione as I sat down. He's not a murderer, he's a soldier, I explained. I'd be offended, but I know you've been brainwashed by the bourgeois capitalist establishment. You're suffering from false consciousness,
What's false consciousness?
asked Ron curiously. I knew he would be more open to communist ideas because he was part of the proletariat, whereas Hermione was part of the bourgeois intelligentsia.
Bourgeois.
Bourgeois. False consciousness is when people think communism is bad, I explained. I have to keep switching from voices. Since communism is good, it means they're obviously insane.
You want me to do a narrator? I think I
No.
can do that.
Okay, and then I'll be Ron. We'll switch it over. There we go. First episode of evaluate of what is it? What is it?
Fanfiction corner, I think.
Fanfiction corner, and we're already making mistakes. This is gonna be good.
Alright. Harry, you're a communist? Asked Hermione in a quiet voice. I could tell she was scared. Probably of losing her private property.
As a matter of fact, I am.
I said, knowing I had nothing to be ashamed of.
Uncle Vernon was complaining about communists one day, and I decided that anyone hated by Uncle Vernon couldn't be that bad, so I read the Communist Manifesto and discovered how the world really worked.
But, said Hermione at a loss for words, President Reagan in the Soviet Union was an evil empire. He would have said that if it were true. I sighed, wondering if Hermione was too deep in false consciousness to ever come around to the correct way of thinking.
I'll do the chapter titles.
Yeah.
Chapter 2, Freedom of Speech. And
Everyone stared at me. Oh,
we have to do it at the start of each chapter. Come on, he gives a disclaimer for the readers, Evan.
Here's chapter 2. Anyone who flames has false consciousness. Alright. Everyone stared at me as I entered the entrance hall, which was the entrance to Hogwarts. I guess most people in the wizarding world didn't know about communism, because they just seemed to think I look weird. That was good. I'd be able to talk to them about communism without having to break through the revulsion conditioned into so many people by Western media. Suddenly, Professor McGonagall approached me. You can be Professor McGonagall.
Okay, I'll be Professor McGonagall.
Now that I knew about communism, I could see that her face had the smug, satisfied look of bourgeois elitism.
You are not permitted to wear that shirt,
she said oppressively.
Che Guevara was an evil murderer or something. How fucking dare you?
I yelled outrageously.
I fucking have fucking freedom of fucking speech. Mr. Potter, that kind of language is not allowed in school.
McGonagall said, capitally.
Neither is the image of Che Guevara, the hammer and sickle, or other symbols of hate. The fucking hammer and the fucking sickle are not fucking symbols of fucking hate.
I explained.
They fucking are fucking symbols of fucking peace. Fucking anti-communism fucking led to fucking imperialist and fucking racist wars in fucking Korea and fucking Vietnam. You're a fucking racist.
Then I put up my middle finger at her and ran into the Great Hall before she could stop me. I couldn't believe racist Professor McGonagall had tried to repress me. It was like Kent State all over again.
Chapter 3. Dumbledore's Announcement.
Sorry, Hadrian Malfoy. Harry did not overreact. McGonagall was trying to wear Harry's fucking basic rights of freedom of speech. I think you must be suffering from false consciousness. I instantly saw the Great Hall had changed a great deal over the summer. The walls were now covered in gigantic, flashy advertisements. Everywhere the glossy and fake images showed the smiling faces of people thrilled to own consumer products made by starving children in Japan. Thoroughly disgusted by these symbols of bourgeois excess, I tried to avoid looking at him as I walked to my seat. As Dumbledore began to walk up to the podium, I saw that he was dressed exactly like the Little Monopoly, complete with a top hat.
You're a Dumbledore.
Oh shit. Hello, my students, he said, stretching out his arms. As you've probably noticed, Hogwarts looks a bit different this year. That's because the Ministry of Magic has been spending so much time on wars against Voldemort that there's nobody left over for Hogwarts. Therefore, I decided it'd be a good idea to privatize the educational system. I don't see any problem with this because I'm a libertarian.
This is a troll fic, let's be honest, everyone.
It's so good.
We're not truly appreciating real fan fiction. Don't worry, that'll be fixed in the next episode. Anyway.
I had never known Dumbledore was a libertarian. Libertarians are the call to say they love freedom while being nothing but corporate shills, working tirelessly to make us all slaves to the big capitalists. All the respect I'd ever had for Dumbledore disappeared in an instant. This year, Dumbledore said, his face shining with corporate greed. Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Magicry is brought to you by Bertie Bott's Candy Corporation. Bertie Bott's every favorite beat. There are risks with every mouthful. and by the Nimbus Racing Broom Company. Why walk when you can fly with the Nimbus Racing Broom Company? Additional funding is provided by Galdrag's Wizard Books Coca-Cola. My mouth is hanging open. I couldn't believe the extent to which Dumbledore had sold us all the capitalists for $1. If I were in his place, I would have closed Hogwarts before turning it over to the evil corporate sponsors. And now, Dumbledore continued, allow me to introduce you to your new defense against the dark arts teacher, Professor Halliburton Pepsi.
I call Professor Pepsi.
Damn it. A man in an expensive suit with a briefcase stepped forward. He was obviously a member of the arch-capitalist bourgeois elite. Thank you for that.
No, that's me, Evan. Evan!
Oh, shit.
Thank you for that introduction, Albus.
Professor Pepsi said corporately.
By the way, I want your office.
Oh, no problem, Al, said Dumbledore, laughing. Professor Pepsi grinned, and I felt sick as I realized that corporate fuck would be the real boss at Hogwarts from now on.
So I'm just basically doing Professor Pepsi in the voice of
Harry.
Snape because I don't think Snape is going to be in this anyway. Chapter 4: False Consciousness.
Author note, if you flam, you're a useful tool of the big capitalist pigs on Whale Street. Whale Street.
Well, Stret.
Only one of you.
Exactly. Let's keep going. We're not truly appreciating
I'm
the
eating.
fan fiction.
I'm eating.
Same here. I have a thing of jelly beans in here.
Fuck you, I'm eating some tortilla chips. Alright. The feast began and we started eating the food and shit.
Uh-oh.
I thought of how the house elves were completely happy with their lot in life and realized that they had too been inflicted with false consciousness. Hermione had railed against house elf slavery, but it had some whims got on mine.
Okay,
But
we're
it
just
had accomplished nothing because she hadn't realized that it was just one small part of the larger capitalist system of bourgeois capitalist exploitation. It's a good thing Hogwarts isn't funded by the government anymore, said Hermione with an air of bourgeois intellectual elitism. Now the education system won't be like the post office.
You fucking idiot!
I yelled righteously.
Dumbledore has turned us all over to the fucking capitalists. We're their fucking corporate slaves now.
Swearing like that is really unnecessary. It goes across as immature, said Hermione oppressively.
How fucking dare you?
I yelled.
You say I can't speak my fucking mind after you defend the fucking actions of the fucking war criminal Dumbledore. I suppose you believe the fucking propaganda we're fed about how we're fighting a humanitarian war.
Well, aren't we? Asked Hermione. Voldemort is bad. I know it's true, because that's what the media says.
There is no such thing as a humanitarian war.
I said as I laughed in her face.
Ha ha ha. The Ministry doesn't give a fuck about human rights. War is a product of the military-industrial complex.
I don't think that's true. Hermione said with her ivory bourgeois tower of capitalism. It's the Ministry's duty to kill people who kill people because killing people is wrong. At this point, I was so mad at Hermione's bourgeois, closed-minded, false consciousness that I couldn't say anything. If only she could hear herself and realize what a slave she was to that capitalist imperialist. But it seemed she couldn't. It was so frustrating. So frustrating.
So I think that because Liam is online, we are going to cut this first episode of Fanfiction Corner to a bit of a close. Most episodes are going to be longer, but hey, we have a special. We have the third member of the Third Reich here available, ready to do another fan fiction. Please join us next time as we do Chapter 5 of Harry Becomes a Communist.
Arise, comrades!
And it's been good. It's been good, and I mean, just be sure to rate 5 stars. Be sure to tell your homies, and be sure to hit that subscribe button. You know what?
All right. I'll do the outro. All right. Hey boys, this has been fucking RyanMan345. Be sure to smash that motherfucking like button if you're up, and hit that subscribe button if you love me. Add this to your favorites. Like this video. As I already said, kill yourself. Goodbye. We're out.
Fanfiction Corner. Woo!